Good morning. Listen to this, guys. Oh my goodness. No, let me stop. I just woke up like a half an hour ago. And I'm like, it's morning time. And I'm like, man, what should I do? Because, like, I cannot, y'all. I be trying to look so put together. I be like, there's standards in Briare's world, okay? And, like, I just like to, present myself looking nice. It doesn't have to be like looking like high class or anything, but just nice. And then when I lose like my nail or something, I'm just like, I don't like to sit here and be all like, good morning. I don't like to sit here and look in one nail and stuff like that, right? But then some stuff had happened yesterday. Like a lot of stuff had happened. So I'm like, I want to do a vibe check today, but I don't go to the nail place until 1 o'clock. So I'm like, let's do a vibe check and then we'll do my angel guide oracle readings, right? Because for me, the angel guide oracle readings is healing purposes, right? It really does target certain areas of the mind, body, or chakras. How about we just use the terminology? It targets certain parts of the chakras in the best way possible for me, right? So I'm just like, when I really see what's happening, I try not to allow for what I'm doing to be inserted in things that really doesn't have anything to do with this aspect of what's building and what has been built, right? And I feel like that's where we get, confused with what is shown and why it's shown and how it's shown. Because when you can understand for everybody, even the newcomers, where we are and how we have gotten there and why we have gotten there, you can see and understand it for yourself, especially if there's not, you know, something to yay or nay what you have just discovered. Does that make sense? So are we just gonna just do a quick little vibe check, okay? That's what I wanted to start off with. I'm like, maybe I'll just do indigo oracle readings when I get time because, like, I be like getting to look together, and that really be throwing it off. And it's not anything I did. It's just because, you know, people are just so busy, booked and busy, child. Everybody's booked and busy, so I'd be like. Everybody's just booked and busy. But yeah, I would like to first and foremost thank our heavenly parents, mother, father, source of creation, for giving me this opportunity to be here with you today. This is just going to be a vibe check for the collective, okay? Just a vibe check. Nothing too serious, hopefully. I just want to see what comes out. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Spirit Team. My Spirit Team, y'all. That was a deep one. I was like, you know what? I don't even want to talk about it anymore until I'm really, really sure how special ed everybody else just be here with me. Like, it's not like, I heard a song yesterday and I was like, my response to this song is, I really will eat your brain, right? And I'm like, whoa, that's kind of like offensive, or is it like cool? Because like if you really understand the brain and for what it is and how beautiful it is, and then someone says like, man, I could just eat your brain, and then it's like, what? Oh my goodness. And it's like, no. So it's just, we all say things, and that's why I'm like, funny is funny. And if you think you are funny, you think you are funny, regardless of if it's funny or if it's not. Like, funny is funny. You have to see how that fits into everybody's, yeah. So it's like, oh, I, but let's see what this vibe check is. Because I'm just like, I be seeing stuff and I just like, I don't want to be, confusing anybody with who I am and why I am. Just don't. So let's see what this vibe check is. Let's see what this vibe check is. Am I good? Oh, I'm perfect. No, let me stop. Yes, I'm good. I'm good. Are you good? Are you good? Hey. Are you alive? Are you healthy? Are you well? That is unfortunate, isn't it? And let's see what comes out. Special. All those that just came out. Adjudication. False person. I already knew that one was going to come out. Courtship. And main male in reverse. Damn. And I feel like there's this period happening right now where people are really being looked at, you know, not judged necessarily, because when I see the adjudication card, it's always like it could be anything, it could be anyone, it could be, you know, any type of judgment per se when it comes to people really being seen and really understanding the potential of situations and the potential of growth within their own life that may be hindering them, or you know, that may be actually going in their favor. And I feel like that's what, yeah, and that's like the separate side of this, right? Because once I get to the angel guide oracle readings for myself, I can see things in a way of being the person that is really looking at the different parts of the body, right? The different chakras, and be able to call it out for what it is. So when I'm just seeing this right here, is just like someone doesn't want, you know, you to really be in your strength. They don't want you to still actually be able to see that things have to be let go in your life in order for you to truly, and I mean really, be seen for who you are. It's not about being accepted by the things that has already been judged and has been put on you, has been allowed for you to feel and show up and be in that type of way. When that has already been the tailorment of everything and everyone for a long time, then that's going to always have a type of frequency attached to it that doesn't really bring the true identity out for who you are as an individual. So I feel like that's something you really have to pay attention to. And you have to pay attention to the people that come out, you know, with this false person card. It's like we have these masks on, and we have these looks, and we have these things that make us look like we are apart. But it, in reality, it's like, child, does it all match? Internally, externally, does it really match? And if it is, I'm gonna need you to show up way better than you have been in the past. We need something different. And I don't want to see anything that's going to bring more chaos and confusion. How about you get it together? Allow it time to grow, because you have that freedom to not be in everyone's face, and then come back and show us how all of this is beneficial for the entire collective. So let's keep moving forward. Yeah, with family room, it just is what it is, okay? It just is what it is. I feel like continue to understand who you are with this change card coming out. Continue to understand who you are and why you are. It really has nothing to do with anyone else. And exactly. And that's like, we're not. I will do a vibe check every time before we get to what really actually matters. Adjudication. Oh, well, that's just, we got mature woman and bad health coming out. Oh, okay, let's keep going. I like that. Message of concern. It did kind of flip over in reverse, but not so. Mature man. Occupation. Whoa, something fell on the floor. Imprisonment and community. Ooh, child. Yep, and that's just what it is. And that's just what it is. That's the tea. That's the pot. That's the kettle, the bitch. That's everything. That's exactly what's happening. And then we influence people, and we got people showing up in all sorts of ways. I mean, when I say people are really doing the most right now, it's ridiculous. But it's all because, you know, when you are supposed to be more and you deliberately give less, or you just can't figure it out why to not do things in a certain manner, it's gonna put everyone in prison. Like it's like that's what I mean. I could just, and it's like, you know, I'm gonna share the clip. I gotta share the clip. It's like, because it's just how my brain works, right? So it's just how my brain works. Like when it comes to the ways that I say things, and like me being geeked out over certain things, right? And when you actually, and that's why I'm like, it's not a judgment, right? It's not judgment per se, but it helps to target the parts of the mind, the body, the whatever. But if it is a judgment, if you really are getting judged, you know, for the potential of going to prison, spiritually or physically, well, then it is what it is. But for me, I'm not really seeing it like that. But so I see why people are able to do certain things at certain times, and that's the part of a specific situation or a specific person that really is always looked at, regardless of if it's something that they are supposed to be doing or not. But it opens up different avenues, right? And that's the usefulness of who someone really is. And I feel like that is important to understand about why things are allowed in that manner, right? And with me, because I'm gonna share the clip, but with me, it's all about the brain. It's all about understanding more about the brain and really what we can do with it. So when people are constantly going, still just using parts of the brain that it's very useful. It's very useful, and they don't, they don't really bring what has been embedded in them based off of already being, in the nine of swords or in the eight of swords of just anxiety, depression, overstimulated in too many ways. So yeah. But no, it's fine. It's helpful, it's useful, and it's nice to see. It's nice to see, okay? It's nice to see, because I'm like, see, I don't like to waste my time or my energy, right? Like that's where I get to this whole situation and this whole still being here, right? That's why I'm still here. You gotta do better. We gotta do better. And it's not even like I will get offended or but I've been doing this for a very long time now. And if you can't take the time to go look and see what it is before like asking questions or just being anything, then that's on you. But you have to see how this is it's already is what it is. And that's why it's like I'm not going to disturb everything that has been built within the light to entertain something that is trying to either hinder the growth of a foundation or trying to now be a part of it, but in a really, really, really strange way. Oh, so what's this education with a mature woman? You know, you live and you learn. See, we all needed to just, with the Eight of Wands, we all just need to see things, right? We all just need to be a part of things. We all just need to know who is who, why is why, and how is how. That goes for everyone, though, right? It goes for everyone. Was it a shock for you? It was a shock for everybody. It was a for everybody. But I feel like you have to continue to communicate, passionately. You have to communicate passionately. Don't allow for yourself to to understand what the jealousy and the anxieties and the evil intentions or don't think the evil intentions of someone else, but just make sure you are really being in your strength and in your graceful energy regardless of what's happening, and have your standards, have your boundaries. That's what makes you who you are. You do not have to do things just to do things that may be what another person wants you to do, or a whole different situation wants you to do. You have to see that for what it truly is. And when people are in this energy of anxiety and they're just doing things and they're saying things, it shows. But at the same time, it's so much more advanced now that I really wouldn't even. I will continue to do yeah, it's just like, just continue to do what you do. Yeah. Why the Eight of Wands? Oh, with the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Oh, that was a big. This is a big judgment, though. Like, I'm actually getting like, no, like this is really like something where, yeah, like it's a real judgment happening. Like, whether it's physically or not, like, or whether it's like, you know a marriage, a relationship, a business ordeal, whatever it is, this is like really major. And it's leaving a lot out, or it's you being left out, and that's going to be very, very false. So you have to see that for what it is. And I say very, very false, because someone has already like whatever. That's why it's like we shouldn't be in this energy of judgment. But when it comes to people letting people go and all that stuff, that's gonna be really what it is, right? But when it's on a different level, that's not gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of this for everybody for a really long time. For a really long time, because of it wasn't the Hierophant. We don't really know what that really is, but we can say what we think it is. you know, the goons and the goblins and the this and the that always shows up in different ways, shapes, and forms. So we can think that it's this, but it could actually be something completely different. We can think that it's that, but it can actually be something completely different. And it's all about your heart, your mind, your body, your soul, and the things that you are willing to sacrifice and the things you are willing to give up. So when you deeply understand that, or when you try to deeply understand that about someone else, and understand that that is a ability of someone understanding that about you, you will show up and you will behave differently because of knowing why you are and how you are. So, was this false person with the bad health? The Page of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. I told no, and I'm not talking about anybody. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, we can say this is me. It's me. I can say, you know, because it's this calm after the storm. And I feel like that's gonna be false too in itself. If you think it's gonna be like after exposing something, after doing something, it's gonna be just this big money. It's gonna be this grand, you know, way of living and being and seeing. It's gonna be all this after taking something from someone, after doing something. It's gonna be so lovely, but really it really isn't. It might really put you in this energy of constant moving, of constant having to still, you know, put on the show, to still, you know, act like things are okay when you actually know that they are not. It's going to be this constant having to have on mask to just maintain what was, you know, instead of what needs to be and what truly is. I feel like, yeah. I feel like continue to work hard though. Continue to open your mind to all the different possibilities, making sure that you understand the hits and the what is sent out. Like, you have to understand what is sent out, especially when you send things out and you know who you dealing with. You have to understand the hits for what they are. So it's like, let's just make sure we're being very smart and intelligent about how we are doing it, why we are doing it, and when we are doing it. What's this question with message of concern? No, with the Four of Swords. I feel like, yeah. It's a nice little nest is what we call it. A nice little nest. But yeah, I feel like that's what that's why I was like, that didn't even really flip over in reverse, because I don't feel like somebody is in any type of energy of fear or anxiety about what they know, you know, about how they know it, about what has been already shown through the behaviors and the actions on the outer appearance, right? That's why I'm always internally looking at things, because when you internally look at things, you actually be able to help, right? Because that's not why I was chosen to even be here, is to continue on with this, right? And you can always show the face of things, and then someone with newly entered eyes and newly entered minds, they're not really looking at the depths of situations. They're looking at the give and take. They're looking at, you know, you are a generous person or you're not, you know. That's you, the face of what you have been for quite some time. So when someone is internally looking at it, like really just, that's the whole makeup of it, is internally, you're able to see like, damn, you know, some people are this way internally and externally, but some is not. And the ones that's not, is like, you know, there's hope there. And we have to be initiated into certain phases of what's happening. So, that's why I'm always looking in my own way. I don't be, actually inserted into anything, because this is an internal process that is happening. So it's like, that's why I was like, that message of concern for someone, it could be, pretty deep. It could be pretty sad. It can be pretty wild. But for someone else, or a whole different situation, it's like, this is what's expected. It's premeditated to a certain degree, right? It's like, this is what, like, we've all been doing for quite some time. It's not nothing different, other than, technology has really picked up in a grand way. Yeah, technology is the highlight, and if you come between people and their spotlight in any way, shape, or form, especially when it comes to this online presence, that's going to be real big. Final, was it last meal, or not last meal, last supper type of energy. I'm telling you what I know. Yeah, no, I have a lot to say about what that whole situation is, but it's more like, I like to be nice. It's a respect thing. It's just a respect thing. It's just a respect thing. It's like, I I I just, cuz when you give respect to yourself as much as you give it to others. Like, you have to be able to see on every level what is and what isn't, and why is and why isn't. When you really are able to see that, you're like able to appreciate everything that everyone is able to do. But for me, I'm just like, I just don't want to disturb what, don't fuck with my shit, man. Don't fuck with my shit. That's basically all I was trying to say. I'm still saying it. Just don't fuck with my shit, okay? Don't fuck with my shit. And we won't have to be vibe checking at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I don't even have a day off. It's not even, you know. So let's keep moving forward, because I like what I do, okay? And I be trying, like, maybe if my jobs was very, very hard and just tiring with the Two of Cups, I'd be very sad. But I've I've gotten pretty lucky with how I've been able to manage. So yeah, I don't really, you know. But yeah, that's what I said with this message of concern and courtship, though. I feel like somebody is truly just trying to figure out what to pledge to, and why have been pledging to it, right? I feel like, you know I would rather pledge to what I know to be right and true, but at the same time, you have to see how that doesn't fit into the reality, long term, when it comes to certain ways of being, seen, and doing, because things really do change. Like, they really do change, and it's like, expansion of the mind and the body. So when we have to continue to do things in a certain manner for a long time, and expect for the effects to be as potent as they were when something was first created, or even became about, it takes away, because now it's something completely different, from a different way of completely operating, that is up against what has already been done. And if someone is as intelligent as we already know that they are, they're able to see. And then it's like, okay, it can't just be us that's actually looking at this. So who is it, and why is it? Because if it was just us, this would be what it is. Like, and yeah, and we just be like, we don't know. We don't know. We're just in the Ten of Swords. What's this courtship with message of concern? Or no. What's this male flipping over in reverse? Immature man. With the Two of Wands. Yeah, it's been that way since the beginning, deciding to stay or go, understanding that, someone never thought that there would be a marriage possible. Like there wasn't, like they already had made something very abundantly clear when it came to the emotion, when it came to the fortune of what a situation was and why it was. So at the end of the day, like, that was already understood. Did you want hope in that situation? Did you want to see that situation play out? Did you want to learn from that situation? And I think the answer to all that is yes. Yes, you did. So whether it became something or not, but when you let it be known that this is what it is, that doesn't mean you have control over the whole thing. Like, it's like, oh my goodness. But so that's why the main male has, like, you know, flipped over, because, or flipped out in a certain manner, because it was already this whole never really deciding, never really being sure about what it is and why it is and how it is. So when you move on, it makes it seem like things are chaotic and confusing, or people are false, but maybe it's just how you are receiving something, and maybe it needs to stop being like these judgment calls of what externally looks good. Stop choosing the direction or the desire that externally looks good, because I feel like there's a lot of disease in that energy. What's the Two of Wands? With the Ten of Wands, yeah. And the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, we shall see what is and what isn't when it comes to a certain endeavor, right? Of yours, mine, whoever's. We got to see what really comes out of that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Don't let anyone else speak for you, okay? Like, don't do it. It's like, you can speak for yourself. You have your own brain. You have your own way of communicating. And if it's not understood, if it's not understood, that's on them, because you have to understand, especially when we start judging. It's like, that's not even what it was. So I'm trying to figure out what's the real issue. Oh, because we've been allowing people to speak for us instead of it really being us, right? We want to insert ourselves into everything instead of really being in our own strength. Who knows? What's this family room here with occupation? Family room with occupation. The Nine of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, it is a couple. The Hangman, the Two of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. Eesh, child. But see, that's what I'm like. And I went internally, so, and whoever been, they went internally too. And that's why it's easy to see people, but you gotta see, like, things from a higher perspective, and make sure that you're really letting things go. Stop holding on to whole ways of doing, seeing, and being. Just stop, and things will continue to balance itself out. But I feel like something is really happening, and I don't want to disturb it, I just really don't. I like to view too, because I'm like, I'm learning. I don't have anyone here with me to teach me. I'm learning just as much as someone else is learning. And I feel like school is important, every aspect of it, right? And if I'm not invited, then I will make sure to do my best to still be able to learn. Isn't it, yeah, like slavery time, bro? Like, this is deep, like the whites not wanting to educate the blacks. But just think about this, like the real actual beings and the divine ones not wanting to educate the regular people, And I say regular people because it, it definitely takes some shit to be some shit, right? And I'm just saying, it shouldn't be, just any old thing or any old body just doing any old thing. It just shouldn't. And I mean, is that what they thought about education? That's really messed up, though. That is really, when you think about it, how I am approaching this whole thing, because I feel like it's pretty shitty to not have this already in the works. And if it is, then it's fine. But I'm like, yeah, like this education should just be given to everyone, like the whole planet, not just, like everyone needs it, so that so we won't continue to be where we are with the Senate. Like, let's talk about that for just 1 second, because I made a post, right? I made a post about like, if anybody expects to get a check this term around, it's just as foolish as the ones that thought it was a blessing the last term around, right? So, and I say that because, like, everybody, I think he did it twice, right? That everybody got $1,200 or $1,600 or something like that when it came to the stimulus, right? But you look at the long-term effect that had, right? You really didn't do much with that. Some people might have been able to start businesses. Some people might have been able to pay debt down. But like long term for the whole nation, it really didn't do anything but expect to be given out again, because now you're in our face yet again. So when I think about the things that we could have done and been able to benefit from, why not raise minimum wage? If minimum wage hasn't been raised since 2009 or 2007, why not be the grand new thing that we give to the American people that actually could be managed, that actually would be more liquidable. Is that how you say liquidable? To be like, why not do that? And that would, even if that brings us, down, and people have to pay, but we're paying it. I'm paying in to our federal government every year, and I feel like I'm scraping by every single day. So if we have to pay in, we have to pay in. That's when you start to take care of your responsibilities and do what you need to do, and when you need to do it. So when we talk about the things that we are judging and we are sending hits out on, that isn't beneficial for the entire collective, then we have to be careful, because it will be very false for someone to be left out of anything. Do you think it's useful of you getting and receiving $1,600 2 times plus your dependents? Or do you think it was more useful to give everybody a raise? What's this change imprisonment with community? Death. So, yeah, I said the whole way of thinking, seeing, and being must go. So we don't want to see what is externally beautiful. put together, you know, made to think it's this grand new beginning. We want to make sure that internally it is what it is and why it is. And how is it going to help 8 years from now? So, but it is this change. It's this real big transformation, right? It's this real big, yeah, like it's a change that's happening, whether you want it to or not, whether you think it will be or not. It's going to be, you know. So, and in the most beautiful way, you have to see that for what it is, right? Because we have people around us and we look for the quick things. We look for the things that are quick, right? Because that energy, bro, it, it's a drug in itself. It's a drug in itself when you can quickly do things and make moves and do that. And then that's checkers for you, right? That's checkers in a certain manner. But when you constantly want to be the creator, when you constantly want to be the ingenuitor, you know, when you constantly want to be the one, you figure out a way to slow down and really bring checkers into the chess way of thinking. But then I don't like the naming of the of each thing and then people using that in that type of manner. Then it makes it, you know, now if I wanted to just so yeah, it's just really serious, and sometimes you gotta just see things for what they are and why they are and how they are instead of trying to continue to break hearts that bro, I nothing, like nothing. Why death with community imprisonment and change? Yeah, because it's this Eight of Swords energy. This Eight of Swords energy is constantly want to be in the spotlight, speaking on things that doesn't really make sense, but I guess it makes sense, right? You know, we make these stories, we make these things be what they are, we make it. So yeah, it makes sense to us to just accept anything. Everything is a blessing. There's people hungry and homeless and without in every manner, but we getting paid $7 in a world where you can't even listen. I'm just so this like I'm no, I'm waiting to get my nails done to do my vibe check. I gotta find something to wear, and we'll come back later. You know, maybe I don't know. I don't know what time because I have to work. I have to work all day basically, but it's all overtime, and I gotta be careful with that because that's where I got messed up at this tax season because I'm like I had too much overtime, but it's all right. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. That's when I'm like, oh no, it's not. I had too much overtime, so I got text like a mug. I was like, no, I'm just kidding. It's fine. But all right, that was my little vibe check. I wanted to see what was going on. Okay, I just wanted to see what was going on. I don't really be, you know, up to nothing. I'm about to go to Starbucks because I don't have no coffee creamer in the house, and you know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And I'm about to go grab me a damn my pistachio with it. They called it. It wasn't just newly added, but I was obsessing over that one last season. It was crazy. I love that damn drink so much. Anywho, let me go ahead and get up out of here. But thank you all to each and every one of you that showed up today, child. This early in the morning with me. I just was trying to see what the vibe is. I be having to see because you doing, Macy? Hi. Macy's my friend again. What, Mace? What do you need? What do you need, Macy? All right. Have a good day, okay? I probably will see you guys later on tonight. Till next time.